welcome back to our special segment of Skype calls. And I have with me still here the publisher of SaharaReporters, Sowore. So the video we just saw was you visiting police college in Lagos. What was it about? Tell us.
Well, one day I decided to see if the police college is secure. And that's to show to you that I'm not on a run, by the way, because I actually visit police facilities. But on a serious note, I just said, what if I were to be a terrorist and I have cars packed with bombs, and can I go into the police college and do something bad in a country where there's massive insecurity? And so I drove to the police college and drove through the first gate and second gate, so a more secure area. And when I got to the second gate, which ought to be more secured, I just pointed to the car in front of me, and the woman who is at the gate said, "Oh, are you following?" I said, "Yeah, yes." And I followed, and that's the closest you can get to these guys are in training. And we drove out. They didn't stop us again.
They didn't search?
They didn't search, they didn't stop, and I was just really disappointed that, I feel bad for all those police trainees. That place, there's no security for them, in addition to the fact that it's one of the worst police training college in the world anyways. So that's why I went there. It's just to play a little prank on security.
Yeah. Now, before we take our Skype callers, let me ask you a question about the Ekiti tape. So there were threats of lawsuits from Obanikoro. He threatened to sue Premium Times, Punch, and SaharaReporters. Where,
and me in my private capacity.
Yeah. So where is that now?
No, nothing. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's just an attempt to frighten people. Like I said in a previous interview, I have no doubt that they have enough money to actually file frivolous lawsuits, but we stand by our story that the tape is authentic, and apart from Obanikoro, the others have confessed to being part of that meeting. They're trying to change the story by claiming that it was a security. Even Obanikoro has substantially confessed, because the letter of threat that his lawyer wrote said that he was there, but it was a security meeting, so we misrepresented it. But that's something that we think that a lawsuit in a place like the U.S. could resolve for us, which means also that we might be able to bring President Jonathan or the army generals here to come and testify to what they did in Ekiti. But I think what Obanikoro is doing is just a scare tactic to prevent anybody from reporting on this before his confirmation is done. And if his confirmation is done, of course, they always feel like a lawsuit in the U.S. costs you money. Maybe that can slow you down, but I don't think they'll get away with this if they go to court. And the people they sued in Nigeria keep telling me as of today that they've not been served the summons. So, like I said, they filed a lawsuit but decided not to serve anybody. It's just the only place you can find that someone is on the internet.
But now, what does that say about President Jonathan, who told the Wall Street Journal that the audio tape was fabricated and there's no need for him to investigate? If people who were on the tape were now saying that, oh, it happened, I was there.
President Jonathan doesn't know any better. He doesn't know any better. He's, he's as clueless as they come. So that's all I can say.
All right, let's go to our Skype callers and get them involved in the conversation and see if they have questions for you.
I think I lost my earpiece. I'm going to fish for it.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so Collie Joe, welcome to Sahara TV.
Oh, thank you, Rudolph.
Collie Joe is in Canada. And Bishop Gregory, welcome to Sahara TV.
Welcome, sir.
All right, so I don't know if you guys have been watching. We have Omoyele Sowore here talking about his trip to Nigeria. I want to get your take. Collie Joe, let me start with you. Did you watch what he's been telling us, and do you have any questions for him or for me before we go to our topic of discussion today?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, but I will start with one. I don't know, that guy, what they call him, the collie guy.
Okay, captain.
Yeah, the captain. Sorry, captain. What was he going to gain? I don't know whether Some people are saying they gave him money. I want Sowore to clarify that. And I don't know, like, the guy is no more in Nigeria now. Is his family safe and all that? Those are the kind of questions everyone wants to know, like whether they tipped him off or whether they gave him money. Because probably he might have been involved in other deployment too. And why is it that he decided to speak out right now?
Okay. I know you interviewed him.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch the interview we had with him. I think he explained why he did this, and he also mentioned that his life was threatened, and that's why he fled Nigeria. I have no information as to whether he was given money or not. He said in the interview that he was not given money, that he didn't receive money from anybody. So that's all we know at this point. But he did. I think you should go back and watch my interview with him.
All right, Bishop, do you have any question for Sowore?
Brother, thank you for the opportunity, and I want to sincerely thank you guys for the work you guys are doing in Sahara Report. But on the note that sometimes, like I've been following the Skype, I've been following your events this morning. Since you started your hearing segment, I watched Deola, like the guy that called to say, he was telling Sahara Report that when you beat, sometimes his mother also smack his child. Sometimes somehow it was related to issue that you guys are biased and all of that. But I want to say sometimes you guys should be a bit political, diplomatic in address issue. That's my observation, number one. Then again, concerning the tape, I want to commend that the courage of that Nigeria, at which every Nigeria could be this bold and come out to let the issue of this nature to publicize it to the whole world to see. It took a very courageous step to have done that. Like College has said, I hope the family are secured. If not, this guy, the Nigeria politician, they might go after this guy and eliminate the poor innocent man. So that's my take there.
All right. I think there's an issue that he raised, if you can address it. The issue of perception, because I also received that. If you get emails and in perception that Sahara is tilted towards APC or APC, you know, it's very common. How do you deal with that? People who say stuff.
I mean, this is a very political season. I do not know of any news platform in the world that is not accused of being tilted somewhere. But in our case, we have history. And by 26th of February this month, we would have been around for 9 years. And like I said in my last talk here about the same discussion, that SaharaReporters is older than all the existing political parties now, except the PDP. We've seen about 3 presidents as SaharaReporters: Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, and now Jonathan. So let me just tell you something. In 2009, 2010, when we were fighting to get the cabal to leave power for Jonathan, we were also accused of being biased against the North, against their religion, the religion that's predominant in the North, and against Yar'Adua, because they claimed most of us were from the South, supporting a Southern candidate, and because we're Christians and we're supporting a Christian person. So we are never going to run away from it. For a lot of people, it's their easiest defense. It's the easiest defense they have against the things that we do. But the contradiction to what he's saying is that here it is, you've created a platform that encourages people to report themselves, and you say that they should be fearless at doing it. If that platform had been weak, we would not have had a Captain Coley come up one day and say, where could I release my most explosive recording? And you choose SaharaReporters. I'm not saying he chose us, but you can imagine they had to go for the best in terms of visibility and credibility. And you don't build credibility by, wavering along the way or pandering to accusation of where you stand and where you don't. Everybody knows that we stand. In fact, most of the people who make these criticisms when you ask them to point to things that are wrong with the APC, they will go and pull a SaharaReporters report. The most potent report against Bola Tinubu today, everybody that says uses it, they say get it from SaharaReporters. So they know that we are not part of. This is the reason why we do not take political advertisers' money. We don't take government adverts, because we don't want anybody to have the perception that, oh, you know, you are playing a double game and things like that. We are very, very direct, and what we do is exactly what you find on our website, which is that this is a Citizen Reporters project, and every citizen is at liberty to report through us to the world. And we've done that, and I think we've done that creditably well in the last 9 years. And we're really, really very, very grateful to all the citizens out there that have made it possible, because not only are they finding us information and prompting us to do what is right, they are also in the business of the most important part of our work, which is circulation and recirculation of our news to the widest audience possible around the world.
Okay, that's good. Colleague Joe, are you satisfied? Do you have any other question?
Sir, I think I do.
Okay.
Are you talking to me or Colleague Joe?
Colleague Joe, yeah, next will be you, Bishop.
Okay, Colleague Joe, all right.
Okay. I wanted to know what's the feeling in Ekiti? I don't know whether you went there or whether you got the video when you got here. Is there any media outlet down there playing this tape, or is it just SaharaReporters? Because it seems as if I'm not seeing it anywhere yet. So I wanted to please explain the atmosphere there in Ekiti. How are the people receiving it? Are they just quiet and they have accepted, oh yeah, he's the governor now, so we can't do anything about it? Because the reason I'm asking is that this state has one of the highest PhD holders in the country. So how come these people are educated? How come this thing is happening in a state like this?
Okay.
I think I didn't go to Ekiti, but I spoke to a lot of people from there, and I saw a lot of people from Ekiti, and they are very, very pissed at what Fayose did. My hunch is that, and this also stems from this appeal court case, which Fayose initially received as a victory, but when he finally read the decision of the appeal court, he knew that a door had been opened for his removal, which was the use of military. The appeal court did specifically mention that the military substantially affected the outcome of the election by way of their conduct, and did say that military have no role in elections. So Fayose is appealing that particular section ahead. So if there is if the elections hold in maybe 5 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time, and Jonathan is not returned as president, I don't know that Fayose would last a week in Ekiti. I may be wrong, but I think the beginning of his end will start if his main godfather, Jonathan, do not emerge victorious in this election. So that's where the problem, and I think Fayose is very, very apprehensive about it. And I imagine that's why he decided that he would be the spokesperson for the water carrier over Buhari's demise.
All right, Bishop, what do you have?
Well, yeah. For me, I personally have Nigeria at heart. And again, your CEO make mention of something. By God grace, I'm a journalist, and we were taught in school about political reporter, reporting politics and a lot of stuff like that, and being biased in reporting. But the main issue here is, though it is nice, like he has given me an in-depth analysis of how they started till now, what they've been able to do, and back then, when Jonathan was getting to power, definitely I understand that all this issue will come up, be accused and counter-accused. Fine, but sometimes reading your article, it portrayed, though it is majorly all about Buhari, which I think if SaharaReport on a serious note can look in that and address. But the issue today here, I was also listening to during the Diola segment somebody called in Canada and all of that, where he was asking if the military was actually was supposed to take part. Constitutionally wise, they are not supposed. Like he said, a military are to prevent external and external aggression. So they coming in to intervene here here in London, in the UK. You don't even have the police or whatever you or what have you to even conduct an election. Everybody and some people come out to volunteer. So the military coming to into election is because of the state of Nigeria mindset. You want to bribe them, you want to give them money, like your CEO say. You see how he went on in the street of Nigeria. Some people want to sell their vote, PV card, and all of that. It happened, and this is the truth. This is the situation on ground in Nigeria. So I think the military should be put aside to conduct a credible and genuine election. I haven't seen what happened in Ekiti. This is my concern, and if care is not taken, this is going to repeat itself in 2015 general election.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, College Joe.
Yeah, I don't know what Bishop, I may counter you a little bit. Like, before I even started following Sahara, like, it's true, people saying, like, hey, these people are for this party. That I was like, okay, let me dig deep and see what they're actually all about. And one of the first videos I saw was the one about Tinubu in London when he said, shut up or something. And you could, that video showed me, like, now, if you say they are supporting APC or whatever, Tinubu is in APC now. And they went to cover, I don't know, they asked him about his corruption in Lagos, something like that. And you could see, and again, I don't know that Bishop know that this is, I don't know that I'm right. It's a kind of investigative journalism kind of site. It's not
College Joe, get me right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist by profession. But I'm not saying Sahara Report is support. I said this is what public perception is.
Yeah. All right.
Because I've read over 40 articles from here, and it's quite even. I don't know. I'm not supporting them or anything.
All right. Thank you so much. Indeed, do you have anything to say?
No, it's just to say once again that so many of these things you have no control over, and the thing to correct is this idea that people are saying it. No, there's no people that are saying it. It's just a section of the country that are not happy with the way we report things, and we don't expect that everybody will be happy. When you come to people, you can determine that by the number of people who believe our stories, and a lot of people do. And a lot of people, some people may not. But again, it's not to take a defensive position. I don't like to do that. We are very clear about our stand on issues that we will not condone corruption, and we will be fearless, and we encourage citizens to come up with whatever they can find. If you look at the trajectory of our news reporting in the last year, for example, for the first time, it was this platform that brought down a Nigerian minister when she went and bought BMW cars, at rates that were unacceptable. But when we started, we had a lot of pushback. People saying, oh, SaharaReporters is anti, Igbo, and they started attacking us, and we kept saying, it is not Igbo culture to steal. It is not Yoruba culture to steal. It's not Hausa culture to steal. It's the character failing on the part of Nigerian politicians, public officers to steal, and we do that. That same month was the month that we went after an airline in Nigeria that had been cutting corners. Air Nigeria, owned by Jimo Ibrahim, and the person who raised the petition that took down the Air Nigeria airline was a guy from the East, John Noram, who was his accountant. So, but you will not hear people say, oh, an Igbo man took a Yoruba airline. We don't even care about, if you have your information, you have your news, please bring it up here. And whoever else is God, we don't care. This is how we work.
To add to what you're saying, this is what I tell people, that one thing people don't understand is when you are in power, there are expectations. The satellite will be on you. Mm-hmm. People expect you to perform. People expect you to be accountable.
Yes.
And most likely, if you open any newspaper in any country, it's the people on power that are already in power that are being looked at and
Yeah,
being reported at what they are doing. So if you have that responsibility, it comes with scrutiny, and that is actually one of the things that people forget. You know,
and I want to relate to this idea of being a journalist. You know, I appreciate when people say they are journalists, but journalism is not very static. It's very dynamic. You need to catch up with the current trends of journalism. Look at what we are talking about, the Ekiti tape. All the people that went to journalism school in Nigeria have not written about it. It is those of us who are non-journalists who brought out the case and have been on this case since it started. All of you journalists, where are you? Hiding. You know, you are not doing your job. You left the job to us geographers. I studied geography, and Rudolph studied engineering. So you've lost the job. Sorry.
All right. I think we are going to take a break. But when we are going on break, we will see a part of your interview in Nigeria with TV 360.
Yes.
Okay. So we take a break. When we come back, we have more discussions with our Skype callers. Stay tuned.